A landmark legal case to tell you about tonight involving a man who pleaded guilty to the murder of a Toronto massage parlor employee. Today, he was sentenced to life in prison. It's the first time gender-based violence in Canada has been labeled terrorism. CTV's Adrian Gabriel on the implications.
A blood-stained door handle marks the entrance to the scene of a chilling murder that has now led to a precedent-setting ruling by a Canadian court. February 2020, a then 17-year-old wielding a machete walked into this Toronto spa, murdering 24-year-old Ashley Noel Arzaga and injuring another woman. The killer, whose identity is protected under the Young Offenders Act, pleaded guilty to first-degree and attempted murder, though a Canadian judge has ruled that the murderous attack was also an act of terrorism, linked to an online subculture predominantly made up of men who blame women for their lack of sexual relations, known as incels.
It's done under the cloak of the internet.
During sentencing today, Justice Sukail Akhtar said the attack reflects the evils of the incel ideology, going on to say he didn't just murder Miss Arzaga, he butchered her with a 17-inch sword. This is the first time an incel-motivated terrorist attack has led to a first-degree murder conviction in a Canadian court.
Every time a finding of terrorism in relation to homicide sheds a little more light on a developing social problem, which is the radicalization online of predominantly young people.
The machete was this big.
Her identity now protected by the courts on the day of the attack, CTV News spoke to the lone survivor who fought off the killer. She claims she used his own machete against him.
I fought hard. I took the machete from him. I put the machete through his back.
A clear indicator in this case was a sexist phrase found inscribed on the murder weapon, and a note promoting an ideology of violence against women discovered in the teenager's pocket.
The convicted killer has been sentenced to life in prison, though he'll be eligible to apply for parole in just 10 years because he was still a minor when he carried out the vicious murder. Omar.
Adrian Gabriel in Toronto tonight.